If you are a native entrepreneur, I want to ask you something. When someone searches Google for what you sell, your art, your food, your services, your skills, do they find you? Or do they find someone else, someone who is not native, someone who may even be using native language, native imagery, native culture to rank and search and take the customers that should be coming to you? That is happening right now, every single day. And it is not because you lack talent. It is not because your business is not good enough. It is because no one taught you how search engines work, and that gap is costing your community real money. My name is Tang. I am the SEO Strategist at the Pascua Yaqui Tribe University of Arizona Microcampus. And today I am going to show you exactly what the digital gap is, why it exists, and the first concrete step you can take to close it for free today. Let me give you a number that stopped me cold when I first saw it. According to the U.S. Census Bureau's 2022 American Community Survey, only 2.2% of Pascua Yaqui tribal members own a business. 2.2%. The national self-employment rate is around 10%. So we are talking about a gap that is nearly 5 times the national average. And that gap does not exist because our people are not entrepreneurial. Anyone who has spent time in an Indigenous community knows that is not true. The gap exists because the system we were handed, get a business license, go to a workshop, apply for a grant, hope someone finds you, that system was never designed to make us visible. It was designed to make us compliant. And here's what nobody tells you after you get that business license. Getting a license does not mean anyone can find your business. Not online, not in Google, not to the customers who are actively searching for what you offer right now. More than half of the Pascua Yaqui working community is employed by tribal government. That is not a criticism. That is a survival strategy that made sense when there were no other options. But it is not sovereignty, and it is not generational wealth. Real economic sovereignty comes from ownership. And in 2026, ownership requires a digital presence. Here is what is actually happening online. Non-native businesses, sometimes businesses with no connection to Indigenous people whatsoever, are using native words, native designs, native cultural themes in their websites and their content. They are ranking in Google for searches like native-made jewelry or Indigenous health services or Yaqui art. And they are getting the traffic, the clicks, and the revenue that belongs to our communities. That is not accidental. That is a gap being exploited. And every Indigenous business that is not properly positioned in search makes that exploitation easier. I want you to think about something. When was the last time you looked for a business in the phone book? When was the last time you drove around a neighborhood hoping to find a store? People search Google now. That is where buying decisions start. That is where contracts are won and lost. That is where customers decide whether your business is trustworthy before they ever contact you. Search engines are today's storefronts. Websites are today's land. SEO, search engine optimization, is how you claim your space in that digital landscape. And if your business is not there, someone else is standing on that land collecting your harvest. This is not about going viral. This is not about social media followers. This is about being findable when someone who is ready to buy types your service into Google. That is the difference between a business that grows and a business that stays invisible. Here is the good news. This gap is closing, and it is being closed by Indigenous people, not by outside programs parachuting in to help us. At the Pascua Yaqui Tribe University of Arizona Microcampus, the Rooted Native Business Accelerator just graduated its first cohort of Indigenous entrepreneurs. People building a soccer league, a food truck, a media company, a construction business. Real businesses, built by our people. The Microcampus also offers a course called SEO and Website Foundations for Entrepreneurs, with tuition-free scholarships for Pascua Yaqui tribal members that walks you through exactly how to build a website and get found in search. Programs like Native Forge at the University of Arizona are providing laptops, Wi-Fi hotspots, mentoring, and year-long cohort support to Indigenous entrepreneurs across Arizona. This infrastructure is real. It exists, and it is growing. But infrastructure alone is not enough. You also need digital skills, and that is exactly why I built what I am about to tell you about. I created Native Nations Entrepreneurs, nativenationsentrepreneurs.com. specifically for Indigenous business owners who are done being invisible online. And I want to start you somewhere that costs you nothing. I built a free course called Finding Your Role in the Circle. Before you build a website, before you spend money on branding or marketing or ads, before any of that, you need clarity. You need to know, is this idea a business? Is it a side income? Is it a personal practice? Is it something else entirely? Because building the wrong thing wastes time and money. Building the right thing, built on real clarity, that is how Indigenous entrepreneurs create sustainable income that lasts. This course walks you through 5 modules. You will identify whether your idea solves a real marketable problem. You will learn if your skills are ready to generate income right now. You will understand your role in the community economy, whether you are a builder, a teacher, a connector, a producer, or a strategist. And you will leave with a written, committed next step. Not just motivation, direction. It is completely free. No account required. You can start in the next 5 minutes. The link is in the description below. And if you are ready to go further, if you want the full roadmap from your first website all the way to consistent search traffic and paying clients, the roadmap to Indigenous entrepreneurship curriculum is in development right now. When it launches, the waitlist will get first access and the lowest price it will ever be. Join the waitlist through the link in the description. It takes 30 seconds. I want to say something directly to you. You have been told to wait for a grant, wait for a program, wait for someone to choose you, stop waiting. Search engines do not care about your tribal enrollment number. They care about whether your website exists, whether it is structured correctly, and whether it answers what buyers are searching for. That is learnable, that is teachable, and you can start learning it today. Our communities have the talent, we have the ideas. What we have been missing is digital infrastructure. That is what we are building together. Click the link in the description, start the free course, and let's make sure the next person who searches for what you offer finds you. I'm Grace Tang, SEO Strategist at the Pascua Yaqui Tribe Microcampus. If this video helped you, subscribe, because I will be putting out more content specifically for Indigenous entrepreneurs on how to build digital wealth that lasts. Drop a comment and tell me, what is the biggest challenge you have faced trying to get your business found online? I read every one, and share this with someone in your community who needs to hear it, because we rise together.